Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'll guide you through completing the Cayo Perico Heist solo post-nerf, focusing on acquiring secondary targets from the North Docks. I will stick with the long fin approach. It's the simplest vehicle setup that ensures easy access to secondary targets, regardless of your starting location. You could be grabbing your secondary targets from the airport, the North Docks, the main docks, or maybe you just want to go straight to the compound. Either way, the long fin works the best. So if this tickles your fancy, smash that like button and let's dive in.
Wait, what?
Can we all just stand in awe of my boat's rebellious spirit, gleefully smashing into the rocks before I even get a chance to play captain? Once upon a time, this didn't happen, you know. Long before Rockstar screwed everything up. Alright, I'm taking the long fin towards the area where I have guards clothing. I also have 2 stashes of coke that I need to get while I'm here. With my trusty clothing, I decided to skip the whole parking ordeal and go for the grand entrance. I'm gonna launch my boat onto land like I've already dipped into Rubio's coke stash. But doing this, take caution because jeeps roam the path and you can be spotted. Christ, son of a bitch.
You fucking idiot!
Alright, after my elegant island landing, I'm making a beeline for the guard clothing. Oh, smooth move, Joey. This is gonna be in the goddamn video. Fuck me.
Damn it!
And once I'm all suited up, I'm headed straight for the dirt bike. It's just on the other side of this building here. I just gotta watch out for a guard. I do have my clothing on, but I don't want to be in this cone of vision for too long. Because if you stay in their cone of vision long enough, they will spot you regardless of what you're wearing. Alright, there's the guard, there's the dirt bike. I was a little overcautious here, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, once I'm on the dirt bike, I just ride along the coastline. I'm getting ready to set myself up to pop a wheelie over this waterway.
This game makes my dick rock hard.
You need to be careful here. There is a crafty guard on perimeter patrol. Discreetly eliminate him near the side of the building where I am, avoiding the prying eyes of the camera. If you lack the guard's attire, take out that pesky camera. Here's a fun fact. This building supposedly requires 2 people to open the gate. But if you shoot the box before pulling the lever down like I did, bada bing bang boom, you can now do it solo. You can thank me by smashing that like button. You're welcome. I can practically hear you yelling at me now. Probably screaming right into your phone saying, Joey, you don't need to do all this. You can just park the boat and get back in it. There's no need for guard clothing. You're doing this all wrong. And I say to you, shut the front door, negative Nancy's. No. In all seriousness though, I'm simply showing you that you can do this heist many different ways and still get the elite challenge so that you're not doing the same single thing every single time, making this extremely monotonous and boring. Okay, now that I filled up my loot bag with secondary targets, it's time to get on this dirt bike and head down to the compound. If I didn't have the guard clothing, I would definitely get back into that long fin and get to the compound that way. But since I have the guard clothing, I'm just going to take this dirt bike down there. You don't save any time by getting back in the long fin because you'd have to run all the way back, hoping that it didn't despawn because you went too far away. But how fast you can do it really doesn't matter. It's not an issue because you have more than enough time to get these secondary targets, head to the compound, and finish the heist. And certainly, exercise caution not to collide with any vehicles on the path. It will trigger the alarms instantly. However, maneuvering around vehicles is effortless with the dirt bike. It's a smooth journey even if there are vehicles in front of you. I'm usually having some fun on the dirt bike like I'm Travis Pastrana, popping wheelies, hitting jumps, and attempting backflips or 360s. Just be mindful though, a fall can diminish the value of your loot bag, so balance the excitement with caution. Or don't, do whatever tickles your taint. Upon reaching the compound, navigate along the right side of the building, avoiding bumping into guards. Stay close to the right side of the building until you approach the water. Exercise caution and ease into the water slowly to avoid triggering the air defense mechanism. It might mistake your actions for an unauthorized flight attempt, potentially leading to an explosive outcome. Once you are at the drainage tunnel, cutting the grate is self-explanatory. If you're wondering what the cutting torch is, and you're wondering how to get it, well, it needs to be unlocked. And how do you do that, you ask? Well, when you're scoping out the island, you need to come here to this location on a boat and take a picture of this area and send it to Pavel. Then this setup will be unlocked on your prep board inside your sub. With the cutting torch setup done, you no longer require bolt cutters to sever chains, and you can obviously use it to cut open this grate. Now, utilize this cutting torch for this purpose, seamlessly opening your path into the compound. Once inside, reaching Rubio's office is pretty damn easy. You can either go up the stairs that are directly in front of you, or you can use my preference, which is turning around for the other set. The time difference is minimal. Guards won't be an issue, as long as you make your way to the office as fast as I did. The only guards you need to look out for are Rubio's topped guards. They're marked by red cones of visions. You can either kill them, hoping for the gate keys, or you can simply sneak by them as long as you don't enter their red cone of vision. They won't hear or see you as long as you don't breach that cone of vision. Oddly enough, they aren't very good at their job, even though they're supposed to be his best. You'll notice I got the gate keys from the first guy I killed. I ran past the second guy, but when I got to the third guy, I decided to kill him. There's a reason for that, and you'll see that shortly. When I get the gate keys, I don't use the fingerprint scanner inside of El Rubio's office. After I collect the money from the safe, I like to head down to the basement and use the fingerprint scanner there instead. And that's because, on hard difficulty, the elevator in El Rubio's office has 4 fingerprints you need to solve, where the basement only has 2. These 2 clips show the difference in time with both options. The bottom left, I got the gate keys, so I'm headed to the basement, and now you can see why I killed those 2 guards on my way up. The first guard I killed walks back and forth in the path I used to get to the basement, and the second guard is at the bottom of the stairs where I jump over the railing. Notice on the bottom left, I didn't have to wait for anything. I ran out of the office immediately, jumped over the railing, and went straight for the basement. If you pay attention to the top right, you can see that the fingerprints progressively get harder as you go. So the first one's easy, the second one's a little harder, the third one's harder, and so on. As you can see, I finished both the hacks roughly at the same time, but that's not where I'm going to save time. You can see that I'm going to get to the gate on the bottom left before I do on the top right. But the game kind of like bugged out here where it took a little bit for my cutting torch to come out. So in the long run, the top right is actually going to get to the primary target before the bottom left. But I think you're going to be surprised at the outcome and how this all plays out, and how much time I really do save by going to the basement instead of using El Rubio's office. I mean, by the looks of it right now, it doesn't look like it's that much of a difference at all. But it's a big difference. And it's because it's going to take me a lot longer to get out of El Rubio's office the elevator way. On the bottom left, I've already left the office. But on the top right, I'm now going back into the elevator, so now I'm going to be leaving the office. On the bottom left, when I left the office, I jumped over the railing, immediately didn't have to worry about any guards below me. But on the top right, you'll see now that the Juggernaut is walking around underneath me. So if I jump over the railing and not being careful about it, he's going to spot me, and that ruins the elite challenge. Now, depending on your weapon, you can jump down behind him and kill him. I do have the right weapon for that, but regardless, look, on the bottom left, I'm kicking the door and pushing the button. On the top right, I'm still being careful with that Juggernaut there. Now, it could, like I said, it could be a little bit quicker if I would have just killed him and ran to the door, but I'm still way ahead on the bottom left. Bottom left, I'm getting on the dirt bike and I'm heading to the cliff. Top right, I'm now looking at the cutscene where I have to, wait for him to figure out how to open up the door. It is completely up to you, and you can go any way you want, and sometimes you don't even get the gate keys, so you have to do what I'm doing on the top right. Now, on the top right, in that video, I did get the elite challenge, but I'm only showing it in this video so you can see a comparison, because I've heard a lot of people say it's quicker to just use the elevator. I disagree, and this is my proof right here. Now, I know I could have done it a bit faster on the top right, but regardless of how fast I could have done it on the top right, the bottom left still would have had a better time. The top right didn't even make it to the end of the cliff by the time I was finished on the bottom. Well, there you have it, another heist down. And I must say, finishing the heist in 9 minutes and 25 seconds is a pretty commendable feat considering the steps involved. Getting the long fin, acquiring the guard clothing, stealing the dirt bike, grabbing the secondary targets, then driving the dirt bike all the way down to the compound. It highlights the continued ease and enjoyment of the heist, switching it up, not doing the same thing over and over again, even after Rockstar's nerf. So to all you naysayers out there who are convinced I was doing everything all wrong, I say to you, nah 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 nah. I'm just kidding. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give that like button a high five, and maybe, just maybe, subscribe for a friendship. I'm Joey Bag of Donuts, your heist maestro at Javnutee Gaming. Until next time, keep those fingers nimble and your snacks crunchy. Peace.
Game over.